What is up, Bob's Burgers fans? Welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV, Season 7, Episode 10. There's no business like Mr. Business. We're going to be breaking down the episodes and talking about, well, an episode that we found to be slightly lackluster in just a moment.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That was again, guys, I really wish that you could like see what was happening during that little AFTERBUZZ TV intro, because like we dance along to that sort of like nska music, and then Andrew always makes like this glorious transition into something that actually fits this music. So now he's like strumming on a ukulele. It's great. It's really great.
I'm just doing
It's great. I love
stupid
it.
bits, you guys.
Welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. If you are listening on iTunes, thank you
So much.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit it hard.
Yeah, leave us a review. We like hearing from you guys.
We love hearing from you
Helps
guys.
boost our position in the iTunes store, makes us look good. And then and it's great because you can like take us on the go with you if you're listening on iTunes. But if you are listening on iTunes, as previously discussed, there's some magic to be seen if you watch us on YouTube.
It's true.
Which is happening right now. Well, the ukulele playing stopped, but
We do a lot of visual bits.
There's
bits.
definitely a visual element involved in this after show
awesome.
that can only be experienced on the YouTube, where you can like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hey.
Join us in the chat us up.
Exactly. Let me introduce my wonderful panel of human beings, both of whom have first names beginning with the letter A. Alexis Torres.
Hey guys, you can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORES 890.
And Andrew Mena.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew Mena. You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Mena. It's pretty straightforward.
And I'm Emma Fyffe. My first name also starts with a vowel, but it is not an A. I can be found all over the internet at my name, Emma Fyffe, EMMAFYFFE. So before we went live, we were all kind of discussing the fact that, okay, let's be real. Last week's episode of it was like
It was great.
one of
It set the bar high.
It did. It was one of the greatest episodes of Bob's Burgers ever. And Bob's Burgers has a lot of really strong episodes, but that one was just...
It just hit every mark.
Yeah.
It was so on the money. It was so funny, but so
Heartfelt.
poignant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Genuine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I think that had this episode not directly followed that one, I think I might have enjoyed it a little more than I did. And again, I didn't dislike this episode.
Right.
It just definitely felt like a letdown after next week. What do you guys think?
No, I'm kind of on the same boat. I mean, there were really funny parts and things like that, especially we all got to see Gail back, but this is definitely not how I wanted Gail to come back into the show.
Yeah.
I wanted something a little bit more dramatic, since you and I have been talking about for a long time.
I know! What is this plot line of like she and Mr. Frond were dating and then like he's clearly seeing other people? I want the conclusion
happened?
of that.
I know. I
Yeah.
have questions about that. That whole relationship is fascinating.
So I'm really sad that we didn't get an end to that. I mean, I know that we're episodic, so it doesn't really matter.
I know.
But like deep down, that was kind of a thing.
No, that is still bothering me.
Yeah.
And also, and I agree with you, Alexis, that like that would have been a much stronger way for her to come back. And even though this was like the return of Gail, this episode to me, Gail didn't really shine in. She was just kind of in.
Yeah, which
Absolutely.
sucks because we love Aunt Gail, and anytime it's an Aunt Gail like episode, she's usually in it quite a bit.
And
but
there's
like,
usually some sort of character growth on her part, but like at the end of this episode,
There's
they were
none.
No, they were kind of like,
her part.
well, we like you just the way you are, Gail. It's cool, you
and
know.
I was like, all right.
Well, I guess we'll just let you keep hemorrhaging money from us.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
guess that's
Which
just
wasn't
okay.
necessarily a revelation. Like you know that Gail definitely like does not have her act together and is like mooching off the Belchers a little bit. But in this episode, like we saw that she apparently borrows a lot of money
But I
from
love-
them.
Yeah, that ranges from like $40 to like $80, $100, and back to like $6. Like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about Gail in this episode is like Gail usually is like eccentric and like, oh, she's made a board game and oh she does this for her cat. She does that. But in this episode, she's almost like has no direction.
Yeah.
Like she you know, at one point Bob's like, you could have a better apartment. She's like, what's wrong with my apartment? You could go out. Where would I go? Like, oh, you don't want anything more than this life, Gail? Like, is that basically what we're
I was
understanding?
expecting her to like say like a really like ridiculous restaurant where she could take her cat to or something.
Right.
You know?
I mean, the only moment that she had of like, hope for the future in this episode was when Bob was like, you could be making $40,000 a year doing literally nothing, and she's like, oh, I could finally buy more cats, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like the most Gail moment that we had.
Yeah.
And the one thing I didn't like was making Gail like. So we all know that Gail's not like the sharpest tool in the shed sometimes, but like I hated the fact that it kind of made her look really dumb. Was in that office scene where like she kept leaving,
Oh my
and they're like,
gosh.
get a cat. And she's
Get
like,
the
oh,
cat,
wait, you want me
Gail.
to leave with the cat? And I'm like, oh my God.
Can
this
I
is your...
come too?
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
but
my
at the same
God.
time, if Gail really loves her cats just like she did in the end scene where she's like, oh my God, you know, Mr. Business is licking the little spot there, you know, like she was freaking out about that, but she kept forgetting the cat at the agent's office. Like it was all over the place. I couldn't tell if it was shock that her cat didn't get picked, but it was like watching two different Gales.
I agree.
This
It was
episode.
definitely a little inconsistent. I mean, honestly, I felt like my sort of favorite plot line about this episode was Tina and Jean eating
Oh my
cat
God.
Oh my
food.
gosh,
That
yes.
was
The
so
shameful
funny.
secret.
Yeah, I love
It's-
the fact that she was hiding under stuff, like her little limbo movement.
Yes.
Where she was
Yep.
trying to get under the table.
And then when they
Flawless.
realized at the end of the episode that like the cat food was actually Linda's cat food, and Jean's conclusion of I came by it genetically
Yep.
was so good.
I'm a cat food baby. Yep.
It was adorable. So like I liked that, and I loved how at first I didn't think that's where it was gonna go. I definitely thought that like Tina was getting high from like the cat food or
Yeah,
something.
like it was
And then
catnip or something.
Yeah, and then it turned, and of course it was just like, oh, they're just really addicting, and
just-
then
yeah.
yeah, and also in the deep parts of my brain, I was like, I've smelled cat food before. I can't
I know.
get through it.
I know that was the thing. Was like watching this episode and seeing them enjoy cat food so much.
like,
I
what
was like,
cat food do
I was
they
like,
have
I like
access to?
sort of want to try my cat's food, but not really.
Not
no,
enough.
no,
Not enough. That's why I think that there's something maybe in the cat
Yeah.
food, and I was like, well, there might be something else in there. But
That's
like,
true, but that also was not a plot line. You know what I
Nope.
mean? Like there
Yeah.
was
It
no
was just-
plot of actually there's like traces of marijuana and you know what I mean?
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you know.
I mean, I feel like other than the twist that you just mentioned, the twist of Linda being a cat food eater as well, there's
Yeah.
no,
So ridiculous.
there's no big reveal. There's no big
Yeah.
like denouement. Like this episode goes nowhere.
It really
and
does.
it's really frustrating because you get excited. You're like, oh, this cat is
Well,
gonna play a pivotal role in like
Exactly,
changing
and
Gail's life.
and it also could have been a really strong episode for Bob because it turns out that Bob is like
cat
the cat
whisperer,
whisperer.
yeah.
Like the cat will actually do what Bob tells him to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and I love that Mr. Business actually really it feels comfortable with Bob because he was doing the kneading.
Right,
Kneading?
of
The
course.
kneading, yeah, when he was started to lay on his stomach when he was
Yeah.
laying down, I found that so sweet and genuine. And then they didn't
Yeah.
really run with the like relationship between Bob and the cat as much.
And that's-
I
I
was
mean,
like,
I feel like they did, but then there was no payoff because the cat didn't go through with
Yeah.
the audition.
Yeah, and the fact that Gail was freaking out because he was stressed out, and I was like, but he was with Bob, and Bob makes him feel.
I mean, and another thing is like she's like, oh, him licking his tummy means he's stressed out, but like you should establish that at the top or something because we were like, oh, does it?
See, I was gonna say, I
guess.
think that the issue was like that wasn't supposed to be the case. That was supposed to be Gail's interpretation, but we didn't establish that it wasn't the case.
Right, yeah.
So we all were kind of in a place of like, I don't know, does it mean that he's stressed out?
I feel
Probably
like
not.
it didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
just
that
her
was just a Gail.
misinterpreting
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I feel like we could have seen that earlier, seeing her going like, "Oh, he's so stressed out. We just gave him a treat. No, he's just
He's fine.
happy
He's
fine.
and licking.
He's
He
just
likes to
hanging
lick.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
they
a
didn't.
cat.
They didn't really like establish the cat behavior other than he had a nice relationship with Bob.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, when they first brought him to good old Ian Amberson's like house to do
John Oliver.
to do rehearsal.
Yeah.
And he, you know, couldn't knock over the thing, and he attacked
Just
Ian apparently, which
out
was
of the
all off
gate.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and then to see, oh wait, no, Bob is our hope. That was the thing. Was like we established, like, yes, Bob is the great hope for
Is
the
what we're
future
missing,
of this
yeah.
cat. Like he is the ingredient to success, and then the cat didn't even go
Audition?
into the
Yep.
audition.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Gail had to pay for it because now Mr. Business is just knocking stuff over, and Andrew and I were watching, going, "You would have won.
Yeah.
You would have
Yeah.
gotten the audition. You would have had money. It would have been great."
And I mean, I feel like what the writers are trying to say is like, isn't this at least a little bit like kind of like poetic irony? Like, oh look, she's making Gail's life
Yeah.
hard because Gail makes like Bob and Linda's life hard. See what we've done
Okay.
here?
See, I didn't
And,
actually
like-
hit that,
I did
but I'm
not
like,
think that
but
either.
also,
really?
like,
But I think you're right, Andrew.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right that was what was intended. But
yeah, I think
that's
but
unfortunate.
that in itself is kind of unsatisfying. It's
It
like, oh, okay,
is.
well, it's like very petty. And
yeah, I
like,
also don't want to see Gail suffer.
Yeah.
She's already like, well, okay, that's not. I'm not
suffering
saying
at the hand of her
life-
cats, though.
Yeah.
That at least
Right.
is a little cute. But
Yeah.
but that said, it's just like not a satisfying note to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you going, like this noise we're making right now.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like, I enjoyed the storyline of Louise wanting to be the cat's business manager. That was very in character for her, and the way, and I love how she like sweet talks Aunt Gail and acts like a sweet little kid to get her to walk away so that Bob can be with the cat before it goes into the audition that it never goes to.
Yeah.
It was just weird, and speaking of like even with the cat, like the eating the cat food thing, I thought that was also going to go in a different direction. I was hoping that maybe like if we spinned it, we could have had Linda eating the cat food, but like the kids found out about it and like followed her and sees like where she's actually hiding her cat food. You know, like going through that whole aspect of like mostly focusing on Linda and the kids being like, I can't believe Mom's eating cat food.
Yeah, it was.
Where is she hiding?
It was like it was a good beginning of sort of a B storyline.
Yeah, and then we kind of just went all over the place. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, because literally this episode ended with all of them standing there eating cat food.
Yeah,
it was weird.
While Ian came out with Jessica.
Having lost.
And was like, Fluffy totally bombed.
Yeah. It was
like,
weird.
I
Like,
also
nobody
lost.
won.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
literally nobody won.
Jessica bombed. Fluffy
I'm sorry.
is the woman.
Fluffy is the
still-
woman.
Yeah.
Jessica's the cat.
Which I do-
sorry.
which I do
Very
really
sorry.
appreciate.
I'm still having a hard time with that. I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
No, that was a funny
mean,
naming mechanism, but still.
We all know why, because that's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird
It
and
was just
sexy.
like, all right, cool.
Weird and sexy. I did like
and sexy.
when Bob initially showed up at Ian Amberson's, because I thought that Bob's attitude initially going into it of like, oh, you're clearly being scammed by this guy,
Yeah.
which she wasn't being scammed by him. He was,
Nope.
you know,
He was legit.
it was a legit cat agent.
From 93 to 98, he represented one of the chef
picture
cats.
One of the chef
everything.
cats, for chef cat food.
Yeah. Well, the first three things that this episode hits are Mr. Business, great, love it. Cat agent, great, you got
Fantastic.
me. And then chef cat, and I'm like, oh, all of these things I love.
Yeah.
And you have a burger restaurant, chef cat, like all of it's gonna come together. They're gonna make a really cool audition
Right,
video.
and it makes like perfect sense that Bob, who is a chef, would like really connect with Mr. Business over this like chef audition. Like it made there had all the recipe for success.
Yeah. Pat, don't be punny.
I feel like Bob is really good at having like the idea of like fun and games within their episodes, and there's no fun and games in this episode. It's just all like, well, we gotta do this. Well, now we gotta do that.
Yeah,
There's
and
no,
I think that would
no one really
really
enjoys it.
It would have been really cool too if, let's say, they did go through the audition and he's like, "Yes, I did it. We got the audition. Hey, are you a chef? Yeah. Oh, we should film it at your burger place." And he's like, "What?"
Oh yeah,
And
then
he
Bob's
was
gonna
so-
gotten some publicity. That was the thing. Was like it was just such an unsatisfying ending, and I agree with you that it was like, okay, so it's like poetic irony, and also like, oh, we don't want to make Gail do something she's uncomfortable with.
But like, why is she uncomfortable? That's one of my biggest problems with the structure of this episode is that scene. So Louise takes her to the vending machine, tricks her into doing that. Bob goes to talk to John Oliver's character for like 2
Ian
seconds.
Emerson.
For 2 seconds, and they have the buy off for like literally 2
That
seconds.
buy off was so ridiculous.
And she's gone. So what set her off? Why is she feeling this way? Like what? Let us in.
Yeah.
I felt so alienated from like the actual story.
I totally agree because it was
Yeah.
like she left Mr. Business with Bob to
Yeah.
prepare for this audition. So obviously she was okay with it, and all we got was her freaking out. No reason for her freak out.
Yeah. I
And
don't
like
know.
we've come to expect that of her, but like she deserves better.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
Like, yeah, see, that would have been a really cool way of going into the fact of she's like, Mr. Front dumped me, and I'm just like, things are not going really well, and
Yeah.
I just didn't want
Mr.
Mr.
Business has been with me the whole time.
Yeah,
Right, and I
you know,
didn't want
whatever.
Mr. Business to go through that rejection.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
or
yeah,
like, I don't want
exactly.
him to change, you know, like,
Yeah.
just like, there was an emotional value to it, and I was like, what's going on?
You were missing the heart, Bob's
that's what
Burgers
it
right
was,
there.
and
Right
it's
here.
so
The heart was there.
It's so infrequent for that to happen. So it was just, and again, like especially airing immediately after the last episode, which
so
was
much heart.
so
Maybe that's why
good.
they put too much heart into the last episode. And we didn't
They're
have
like,
enough
we have no
heart.
more, we have no more
Like,
heart to
guys, we
give.
can't.
You raised the bar so high, you guys. You really shot yourself in the foot on the
Yeah,
second
don't
one.
do that.
Yeah.
Stop it.
there-
Make worse things.
There were some great little things in this. Number one, I loved that when Bob comes into Ian's office and he's like, "You're trying to scam my sister-in-law." And he's like, "Is your sister-in-law Karen?"
Yeah.
The whole thing, he
Yes.
was like, no, it's Gail.
Right. Well, because Megan Mullally is Gail.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she was Karen on Will and Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
like
thought that
one.
was. I felt like that was definitely a little nod.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
Also, the reference, I got to meet Dean Cain.
I was like, yes. We
That
were pulling
was
out all the
the
stops.
height of 90s sophistication right there.
Great.
The dog. I don't know the dog's name, but I thought the fact that
Oh,
he kept
yeah.
coming back in about
like
like
an S name. I forget the the
Oh,
dog?
I'm total Snoodle.
Snoodle.
There it is.
Yeah, Snoodle. You know, greet Snoodle.
Yeah.
Hug. And it's just like,
And
okay.
and the parrot that did the commercial once upon a time.
So bad for the parrot.
no.
But he looked so proud of the lines that he was delivering when he was doing that. So,
Yeah.
I felt like the other pets were just like.
I actually, even though I enjoyed the plot line of Bob being like the great cat trainer, like I kind of didn't like that the agent turned on them because they set it up from Bob's point of view of being like, this guy is obviously up to no good, and even though he was legit, he like dropped them.
Yeah.
It's all Fluffy's fault.
And then after that, instead of Gail showing some determination and being like, no, we gotta figure this out, we gotta beat him, she just was like, well, okay.
I felt like she was like, that she gave up so quickly, because even when everybody else in Bob's Burgers like play, oh my god, she was just like, no, I think I'm just gonna take him home, and I was like, no, wait, what's happening? You should be proud that your baby wants to put him in a commercial. Like, I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating because, as you say, it's like the idea was really funny, and then it just didn't. It literally didn't go anywhere. Like nothing was different at the beginning of this episode versus the end of this episode, except that like Mr. Business knocks things off tables.
And yeah, exactly. Like that's the whole like we have a Chekhov's cat, like almost of like you brought us this cat and you said, oh, he can knock things off tables, and gave us this audition and gave us all of these cool things, and then the cat never went off or whatever, so to speak.
It was weird.
Just like leave us wanting. So
Yeah,
I feel like there's another 5 minutes of this episode where just
it's just somewhere in the
that
cutting
just
room
got
floor.
left
Cut it for
on the
time.
cutting room floor somewhere.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I did like the business next door was You Can't Handle the Tooth, which was a dental place. Ethel Vermin.
Everything's coming up, no pass.
And then the two burgers of the day that I noticed were the garlic shandling burger.
Yes.
I think so.
And
Like
then
Gary
and
Shandling,
then
I think.
and then Stilton on the dock of the bun.
Yep,
Yeah, I
like
missed
that
the
one.
on the bun part, so I was like, Stilton on the dock burger.
Yeah,
I'm so confused. And
You
Eric was like,
skipped the whole
on
line,
the
yeah.
bun, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
On the dock burger.
Yeah, like sitting on the dock of the bay, but Stilton on the dock of the bun.
Yeah, completely missed that last line. I was like, I'm so
delicious
lost.
Stilton cheese.
I will say I really enjoyed John Oliver getting attacked by the cat. I didn't enjoy that in and of itself, but I enjoyed when he got attacked by the cat and he just started screaming, "Take the shot!"
Yeah.
Like what?
He's like, dude, I'm holding
They're
it
not
for you.
armed. Like
Yeah.
they don't. Did you hand them a pistol right before
Well, I'm
this?
gonna assume that because he's an animal agent, that probably he's had to deal with like really dangerous
like
animals, like
actual,
on set, and they're like,
bears or
shoot him,
something.
shoot him, and I'm like,
shoot her. It reminded me of
shoot her.
It reminded me of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird,
Yeah.
and it also made me go, "Wow, this guy's actually not really nice because you're just shooting animals
Yeah.
apparently, and if they start to go out of hand, I don't know, man."
Yeah, I agree. It was a weird move to have John Oliver turn so quickly too.
Yeah, I agree because I thought that when we met him, we were setting him up to certainly be an eccentric character, but like he was legit, and I mean, I guess they were trying to show like, oh, he's still a shallow agent, and like that definitely does happen. That like agents drop people real fast, or choose not to represent them. And I mean, his reasoning was definitely sound. I mean, the cat was a mess. The cat attacked him, and the cat clearly couldn't follow any directions, but still.
It's just no one in this episode had any determination. I was really hoping that he would turn into like a Phil from Hercules character. Where he's like, I had a dream once that I would have the chef cat, and he would be my my best client.
It almost would have been better if he'd been sort of like a has-been agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is my big chance to be the cat chef agent
back.
once again.
Yeah.
People are gonna remember this name or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm making him so gruff.
I don't know, but
I like
I'm
Phil.
into it.
It's the Phil thing.
Yeah, because I mean, and also it's just really sad because John Oliver is already a very loud, like awesome person in general, especially for his own show. The fact that he was kind of monotone the entire time was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even realize it was John Oliver until I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we
and
had to get like 3 or 4 lines in before we were like, yeah, that's John.
Yeah, I didn't like that they chose to go the sleazy agent route because that's the thing is like most episodes of Bob's I feel like end with
someone's being sleazy.
No, it's not. No, it's not that. It's I feel like most episodes of Bob's Burgers end with like someone surprising you, and the only thing that was surprising about this character was that he was a legit agent and not a scam artist.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was like not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like even if we did go that route, it would be very interesting to see Bob trying to get the money back, or he'd be like, you know what, we don't need you, you scam artist. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put him in the audition, and I'm gonna do all the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, everyone just kind of went halfway on everything.
Yeah, it was weird.
And I was left kind of...
Yep.
Kind of wanting.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yep.
I was upset.
Yep. So
Well, we still love you, Bob's Burgers.
that
Yeah,
is
of
very
course.
true. No, this
Yeah.
is a great series, and I expect we will continue to see more fantastic things from it. I'm trying to figure out if there is
There's
an
one
episode next week or not.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
because it is like one of the most inconsistent airing schedules
It's
on
true.
TV.
Yeah.
So Bob's
do it when they feel
Burgers
like it.
season 7, and again, like I feel like all the episodes this season have been really quite good. So it was definitely.
So I think this is the first episode, at least from the start, that we were like, huh. I don't
Yeah.
know how to feel about this one.
Yep. Yes. So it looks like no, there's not going to be an episode
Okay.
next week. The next episode is going to be on March 5th.
Got it.
So that is when we will be back here talking Bob's Burgers again. But in the meantime, Alexis, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me all over the internet at atorres890. I'm doing also a bunch of shows here on AfterBuzz TV. Em and I do Voltron. Our last two episodes
Love that show.
are this week. I'm really sad that it's over, but I'm
Don't
also
worry.
like, yay!
No, we have 2 this week, and then there's 13 the following
there
week.
more?
So
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
we have
So
2 more
for-
episodes left. 2 more.
Yeah, sorry. But it's pretty close.
It is.
So
We're
I was
close to
gonna
the
say,
end.
Monday, Timeless is the actual season finale. Lethal Weapon has also 2 episodes, so I got a lot going on. Just follow me there. You'll see all of it.
Andrew Mena.
You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Mena, or go to my website, www.andrewmenacomedy.com. I have a lot of things on there. I'm going to start doing probably some comic stuff soon, so stay tuned for
Comic
weird
stuff
drawings.
is in like comic books.
Comic books,
Oh,
yeah, like little
nice.
drawing things.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I like that.
So stay tuned, y'all.
You guys should definitely check that out. And I'm Emma Fyffe. I can be found all over the internet, wherever Emma Fyffes are sold at my name, Emma Fyffe, EMMAFYFFE. Again, you can check out the last 2 couple episodes of the Voltron After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. That is on Thursdays at 9:00 p.m. Pacific time. I'm also currently doing the Star Wars Rebels After Show, which happened right before this. That will be back next week. This will not, however. We will be back in 2 weeks with more Bob's Burgers action coming your way, and we will see you guys then. Bye.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Catch him in!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.